Hmm. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is such a pleasure to be with you. A humble bow, a hand at my heart, feet on the earth, and truly grateful to be with you in this moment, right here, right now, honoring the Tao, honoring this journey that we've been on. This is the 79th week. And so let us take a breath together to simply allow ourselves to arrive here. And as we breathe into the body, feeling our body like the earth, present, alive, feeling the form of your body. And as you exhale out, letting this breath go, letting this breath be an offering, just giving it freely. As another breath waves in and out, just another breath or two here. And with that exchange, we weave ourselves in to the Tao. We're always woven. That is, the breath is an opportunity to consciously weave into the Tao, into the wisdom that's here, and into the beauty of our circle together. Thank you for your presence and your breath. Okay, so if you have the book, read along with me. We're on passage 79. Self-responsibility. Taking responsibility for her life, the wise woman is not content with being a victim. She moves beyond her wounds and tells a different story. Getting stuck in the blaming does not end the victimization. Life may be unfair to those who do not realize the possibility for growth. Let's read that one more time. Self-responsibility. Taking responsibility for her life, the wise woman is not content with being a victim. She moves beyond her wounds and tells a different story. Getting stuck in the blaming does not end the victimization. Life may be unfair to those who do not realize the possibility of growth. Wow, very powerful. Let's see how we can merge that passage into a Qigong practice. So finding your practice space, as you always do. I'm not going to step so far back this time because you don't need to see my feet for this form. So I'm just going to stand here, knowing that my feet are on the floor, inviting your feet to arrive on the floor as you draw yourself here. I'm actually going to take these off. And releasing all the lenses and all the perspectives. What needs to be released? What lens needs to be released as I take off my glasses? I take off my perspective, and with a humble bow, empty my cup. I invite you too to notice how much of the world you're seeing through your own lens and to remove that and empty. Empty. And as you empty, you soften even more and you let go even more. as you feel yourself letting go. And now, once you have laid something down, you've released it, you've peeled it away. Feel your feet on the earth stable. And as you inhale, you draw this earth energy up through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, up through your torso, up through your spine, up through your abdomen, up through your chest and shoulders, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your crown, and stepping across the threshold into our Path with Harmony, Tao of Women sanctuary. And that passage is profound passage, and the movement that wants to be shared today is a movement that I learned from Daisy Lee in her Radiant Lotus form. This is called the Flying Phoenix. So taking a moment to just orient yourself with your chi as you gently open your palms, and as you gradually, subtly bring your palms closer together and then pull them apart. As you exhale, you can press them together. Inhale, opening. And we're just going to drop right into the practice. So see how we're opening and closing to the side here? Let's transition and turn your palms toward the earth. And as you spread your hands out, let your hands float out, following the chi, and then drawing back to you, holding the chi ball. There's a gentle rise. And then letting that chi settle and spread out across the earth. And there is this feeling of your wings starting to enliven as you're connected with your center and your body, the rising and the releasing and the spreading and the preparing. Okay? So just taking a moment and letting that experience prime you. Talking about the flying phoenix, I'm suddenly getting very hot. So, however you're feeling, what are you aware of already? As you've been practicing, if you've been with me for 79 weeks, you've been practicing. I'm aware of my heart beating and sweat, and my skin is tingling because of this heat wave. So I'm just going to let this pass before I go through the deeper portions of the form. Here we go. We're gonna transition now. So drawing the energy up. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna keep with that same movement. It's just gonna get a little bit bigger. Your hands float down and your hands come up to the horizon and your body sinks. And now your hands float down and your body rises. The phoenix is spreading its wings. It's coming down to the ground, and now it's pushing off the ground. Coming down to the ground and pushing off the ground. The phoenix is one that has overcome adversity. Let's do this a few more times. The phoenix has been through the fire and has utterly transformed. The phoenix is in no way blaming anyone or anything that got them into the fire in the first place. The phoenix realizes it found itself in the fire and is taking personal responsibility for its transformation, for its healing. And so it is now able to stand for a moment on its own 2 feet and now rise above the situation. The phoenix has a lot of skills to teach us about blame and victimization and how to not be a victim. And so we're about to transition into this next part, and this next part is very important. This next part is you draw your hands, your elbows drop in, and I'm sinking down. And on one level, it looks like I'm shrinking, like I'm making myself smaller, and look, my hands are out, like, oh, my hands are up. But if you notice, I am not collapsed. I am shrunk down, I'm sunk down, and I have my hands up, and I can stand up, and I can stand out, and I can speak out, and I can be fully expressed when I need to. And I know myself, so I know how to modulate when I need to come inside myself. I stay true to my structure. I want to see what this looks like versus being collapsed. Being collapsed, a victim. I'm collapsed, I'm hunched. Phoenix is not that. A phoenix is in the structure. Their hands are out, and this is a field of protection, of healthy boundaries. But it's inside itself, and then it stands up. And it holds these boundaries for self, can say no, can say yes. It's very clear. So the phoenix knows, the personal responsible person knows when to draw inside, tend to their needs without collapsing. And even though I'm smaller, I have not shrunk. I have just modulated my size to be appropriate. And now when it's appropriate, I stand up, I stand out. One more time, drawing it in. Notice what that feels like. Go to a collapse state and then go into a structure state and know the difference. This is a personal, responsible, self-aware person. And not only are they self-aware, they can speak up and speak out and hold the boundary for self and other. They can say, enough is enough. Thou shalt not pass. No, stop doing that. They can say whatever, and they can hold it, right? Because they're standing between earth and sky. The earth is holding them. They know themselves. There is a sense of wisdom and personal responsibility and love and compassion as they speak, right? And then you have these boundaries, so your hands are up. But then you could also, sometimes you don't have to always have these rigid walls up and these rigid boundaries up. Not every situation is a situation that you think you might be being attacked or victimized. So you can also just let it go, soften it. And you can return to being small, not small, but into your structure. And then you can stand up and speak your truth without blaming or attacking. There's no attack here. And you can soften, and you can return, and you can stand. So you can modulate these boundaries. Soften. And now from here, the phoenix has more to teach us. Once we soften, we can let go. Let go of the blame, let go of the resentment, let go of the struggle, let go of it all. Just forgive. There's a forgiveness, a letting go. And as you do so, you offer it. You offer that experience up as a devotion, as like, this is bigger than me. I cannot hold it. I cannot carry it. I'm giving it to earth. I give it to earth. I surrender it. And as I let it go and surrender it to earth and to Gaia and to Great Mother and to Tao, now I'm able to gather myself, gather my resources, gather, and I rise up. And when I rise up, I have my hands crossed. This is a universal sign of protection. Again, I'm not collapsed. See how wide my arms are? I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm boom. I'm full. And this, again, is not attacking. It's not blaming. I'm standing in my power, my personal love and responsibility. And my hands are, these are your gates. You have an outer gate. This is saying, look, this is my healthy boundary. You cannot come into my space unless I want you in. And then this internal space that's right here, this internal space, and these hands are facing you. And so there is wounding and there is healing and there is love and that needs to happen, and care and tenderness that needs to happen, right? And so your palms are reflections of your heart. And so your heart is beaming this love and compassion and care back to you, right? And when there has been wounds, and we all have them, they live in our body. And one place that the grief of these wounds live is right here in our chest. And so letting your hands come here and massaging this area. This is your lung 1 point. You do one side and the other side. These points are very tender often. These points hold grief and sadness and pain. And so we as wise women are tending to our own wounds, not to blame others, but to lovingly care for ourselves. So take a moment. I'm going to be silent as you, as a wise woman, as a healer, tend to your own wounds. And breathe into that spot. And now rest the palm, the center of your hand, right over those places. And as you do, gently humble your head. Bow. I want you to notice I am not collapsed. I am not doing this, right? That's a collapsed victim state. I am not doing this. I am standing up tall. I have fullness. I am aware that I am tending to my wounds, and I am actively choosing forgiveness, and I'm actively realizing forgiveness and compassion are choices. Healing is a choice. Humbleness is a choice. So take a moment. Do not collapse, but tend to yourself. And now take a nice deep breath in and a nice exhale out. And now with your next inhale, with your hands like magnets, pull that tenderness out of your body, that wound out. Pulling it out. And now bring your hands in alignment with one another. And now turn them upside down. It's like you're letting it out. Turn your palms up. Offer it up to something bigger and higher than your own perspective. And then from here, gently open. Open your wings. Open yourself as you spread your phoenix wings. Resilient. And from here, we'll do that whole thing one more time as a flow. We're going to simply soften, draw it into ourselves, and give it back to Gaia, preparing to fly. Sweeping. And while you're doing this, I'm going to read the passage to you. Practice this part. I'm going to read the passage to you. Self-responsibility. Taking responsibility for her life, the wise woman is not content with being a victim. She moves beyond her wounds and tells a different story. Getting stuck in the blaming does not end the victimization. Life may be unfair to those who do not realize the possibility for growth. Now, this is not to negate that the challenge happened, that the pain happened, that the wounding is there. No, this is here to foster and cultivate the skills of resiliency and personal responsibility and healing. So as I return to you, we are going to prepare to fly. Drawing this in, letting it sweep out. This is our last one. We're going to draw it in and out. Now our hands come to the horizon and they flap down. Hands sink, body rises. Feel your wings spread. This is you preparing to fly, to tell your new story as you rise above the ashes, as you are the phoenix, flying. Push off the ground, rise above. Last one. Now you modulate your boundaries. Your hands come up, and then you draw inside yourself. And you come into your structure, just making yourself small, like you're preparing with healthy boundaries, and then you stand up. Sometimes it's time for you to be big. Sometimes it's time for you to have full wingspan. Speak the truth. Say yes, say no, say what needs to be said with healthy boundaries. Do not attack. Be kind. Sometimes it does not matter. Just let it go. Sometimes you are not the center of attention. Sometimes it's your turn to sit down, to be quiet. It's okay. You don't lose any power in that. And then you stand up and you let it go and you sit down. Always staying true to your structure, knowing when to stand up and speak out, knowing when to turn it down and let it go, knowing when to draw inside and become introspective. Last one. Get up, press it out, let it go. And now just this whole experience, everything that you're thinking about, just let it go. Offer it all back to Gaia. This is how you give it back to possibility. Give it back to possibility to be transformed, to be healed. And then Gaia shows you, to rise up. And as you rise up with a protective field, with clear, healthy boundaries. And in this space, in this protective field, you feel safe to tend to your wounds. And so since we've already massaged those wounds, you don't need to massage them. Just rest your hands here. Again, do not collapse, yet there is a humble bow as you allow your love and your compassion and care to tend to your wounds without being re-victimized by them. acknowledging, honoring, listening, tending to. And so as you breathe here, one nice deep breath in, one nice deep breath out. And now this time as you breathe in, draw your hands away and pull out the residue of those old wounds, everything that's ready to be released. Let your hands cross in front. And then as they turn down, like you're releasing, and then they also turn up, like you are letting go and creating space now for a new story. A new story. One of spacious, resilience, and self-responsibility. Let's just do this. Let your hands cross. We're coming to completion. And so you can feel that opening up of a new story. Opening up to a new story. One more time. A new story, my love. Free of blame. Open to possibility. Filled with love and compassion. And so it's time for us to complete. And as we always do, we draw up the earth and we connect with the sky and we integrate. Smoothing out this experience, integrating as your hands float down, your body sinks, and this energy goes through your body. Your hands rise, you rise. Breathe in, coming to a sense of closure for this practice right now. Everything that needs to be stored and remembered stays in your body, and everything that needs to be released and let go just simply goes down to the earth. Last one, inhaling up, opening to possibility as we close, honoring the journey that we just have been on, which is a powerful one, powerful lesson of the Phoenix and personal responsibility. And so this last one, we shift our weight, our hands come up, our feet come together, your palms go flat, straight down because you are out of the energy field, and then your hands come straight down. You are not forcing it, but everything below your hands goes down and in. Everything above your hands is clear and bright. Your Shen is up. Your consciousness is clear. Your thoughts are straightforward. Your heart is open. Your belly is anchored. Your breath is anchored in your belly. Your hands come to your belly. They sweep across your belt and down your legs so you can release anything that needs to be released. As you rise up, rest your hands over your belly here. Nourish yourself. Taking a moment to stir it in. Stirring it in. What a gift it is to be nourished by the wisdom of the Tao. And so together we bow. Right hand makes a fist. You are yang, light, luminous, like the sun, magnificent, always shine. Left hand covers it. Yin, cyclical, like the moon, always whole and complete, even in your darkest hour. And together we bow. We bow. We bow to each other. We bow to our life experience. We bow to our teacher's teachers, and the teacher within. Drawing this back to our heart. Remember, we do not store it in your heart. No, love. You store it in your belly, in your dantian. Rub it in, shake it off, have a great time. Give yourself a round of applause for being here. And of course, I'll always say it, get a copy of this book. The link is in the description. I would love to hear your experience. What did you resonate with? What moved through you? And when you're thinking about personal responsibility, where in your life are you being asked for more personal responsibility? Where in your life could you maybe be not even consciously, but then when you reflect, you're like, oh, I've actually been blaming something for my situation. What could I, how could I take responsibility for that? Not to put it all on you, not that. Don't take on other people's stuff. Just, I'll leave it there as an open question. And I'll also ask you, hey, if you like this, push like and subscribe and share this with your friends. We only have a few more. This is 79. We have 80 and 81. We have two more, and then we complete this journey. So thank you for being with me on this journey. What a gift it is. Okay, I'll see you next week.